the key principle we're looking at is the effective possession, control possession in the preparation phase, which is effectively playing through midfield. So we've got out from the back. Okay, now we're looking at how does 6, 8 and 10 help to link up the play from the 3 and the 4 going into the 9. And we're looking specifically at the central area of the field. Okay, so we're not too concerned about the wide areas. That might come in another session. Okay, so just focusing on a specific area that we can complete in one session. So what we'll do is we'll just frame the session for the boys. Them start thinking about it already. Switch on the learning right from the very start. They understand why we're working on it. Okay? So boys, come on in. Maybe just come in here and take a seat so the coaches can see over here. You can do it in the change rooms, depending on your environment. You can even provide video clips. If you're at a professional level, you might have clips of your last game. Okay? Working with youth players in this environment, it's important to have pictures with words. Okay? So that's why we have a tactics board. So, okay, boys, what we're looking at today, okay, we often play out from the back and we get structure built up, we get up towards halfway, we do that very well. Okay, the next phase we need to look at is how do we get from our 2 central defenders and get the ball into our 9. Okay, because as you can see on the board, it's quite congested in there, isn't it? Yeah. So what we're going to focus on today, we're going to take these players out of it, and we're just going to look at this central area. Okay, and you can see I've got that area marked out on the field there. Okay. We're going to look at ways how we can build up through the 3 and the 4, getting someone on the ball in midfield to then find the 9. Okay. Then how we support the 9 to get a shot off on target. Happy with that? Good. So the next time we come up against a team that maybe plays 3 in the midfield and it's congested, we'll be able to play through them. Okay, we've got our options of going direct. We might want to find the 7, 9, 11 if we can. But if that's not on, we need to be able to play through the midfield there. Okay? Good, boys. If you can go down to where the ball's are. This might be the problem or the area you're working on. The present is what you're going to do today in the session. The future is how it's going to help them in the match. Yeah, so we've set the scene. We've said this is football, this is our team model, this is the bit we're working on today. Yep, 2 at the top, 2 in the one there. Jackson, just push on there. One more, Summit, well done. Josh, up to there. Now just even yourselves out on the blue cones. So it's a simple passing practice. All we're going to do is going to play in, follow your pass. You're going to receive, play to the 9 at the top. 9, just lay off to the 10. 10 turn and dribble back to the start. And we all follow our pass through. Okay, so we're going on both sides. Once you come back, join the other side. So you're working left and right. There should be 2 there, yep, one more. And just join them over here, even up the numbers. Now go at the same time. Once the first pass is gone, okay, so we're into there, hold their games. Once I get into here and I'm ready, the next one goes. So we're getting 2 or 3 balls going on each side at once. Yep. Off you go. Just nice and easy as you go through it first. So wait till they get to the top. There we go.
2, 3 or 4.
So if a coach is watching, what's the purpose of the warm-up? Consistency? Yep, how do you mean by that? Okay, so we've got controlling, timing, those sorts of things, okay? Okay, we've got passing there. But what is the general purpose of the warm-up? yeah, getting them ready for the things to come, preparing the body for what's to come. What else do we want to focus on? I think we've addressed it here. What are the two main skills, core skills that we want to focus on? First touch and striking the ball, so passing. Okay. What do you notice about the setup where the cones are? Relevance. So the field of play, fantastic. Yep, so they're in the midfield third. Okay, so they're working in the area of the park they don't want to work in later on. What about more specific to that?
Middle third?
Positions, yeah. We've got a 3 and a 4 at the top, we've got a 6 and an 8 on each side, and a 9 and a 10. Okay, and hopefully, as I've asked, they're going back and they're going from side to side. So they're working left and right sides of the body. Okay, passing and receiving with both feet. It's an important fact. What about the physical benefits of the warm-up? What are we looking for there? Raise in body temperature, yep. What else? Do we start the warm-up at a high level or low level? Low level and raise the intensity, yep. Okay, so the boys at the moment just going through, getting used to the practice, just working through. Okay, and you're dribbling back, can you just open and close your groins? Okay, dynamic, whatever you want to do. As you're dribbling it back, you can just take a touch out of your feet and move the ball. Second. Okay, you should be used to it now. Let's get the passes on the deck. Fantastic. Make sure you're receiving with the back foot. Okay, so again, yesterday we said we wanted more PDE, perception, decision making, execution. So the first part of that practice, there was no decision making in there for the players. Now we've added a little bit of decision making based on communication, which is one of the core skills. Okay, so getting the players make a decision based on information they hear verbally. What other way, non-verbal ways, can we give information? Something to do with the pass.
Leading pass in front.
The quality.
Where you want it, okay? So we'll just expand on that. Okay. What might be a reason that I want it there and not here? Okay, so there's space here, and what might be here? So if we're thinking about this player here, he's getting a pass this way. If it comes to this side, what might that tell me?
Man on.
Yep. Anyone else want to help out there?
Man on.
There's a man on. So the pass can give a message. Check away, create the space for yourself first. Have a look. Communication. Good, Josh. Play to the top. Same as the 9 here. Pull away first. Pull away, James. Pull away, and then come in short to the ball. Can pull away, and then come short. Well done. So pull away. So what was that one, boys? Was that a man-on turn? So now we've got a passing practice that's getting behaviours that I want to see later on. We've got players working on their passing first touch in the area of the field. They're scanning, they're checking, they're having to make decisions based on what a defender does. So if a 6 or an 8 comes short for a ball off a 3 or a 4 in the game, and they're marked, then we want to bounce it back. If they can check away, create space, we want them to face forward and play forward. courses recently, you'll understand all this and it'll be just revision. Positioning games, so passing practice was unopposed or passive opposition. Okay? Positioning games, what are their purpose, do you think? What's the purpose of positioning games? For those that have been on the courses, maybe you can give us an answer.
Start to give to the player set up the areas.
Okay, so start to give to the players certain behaviours. Okay. Are the numbers game realistic or
It's the ones you're going to work
in our favour? In our favour, yep. So it's a link in the chain of learning. So we start off with unopposed or passive opposition. We then increase it, okay, in our favour. So examples are the traditional games, 4v2s, 5v2s, 5v3s. Okay. Then the next stage, you go into more game realistic, where there's more realistic numbers. Boys, if I can get 5 green, 2 orange, and this grid here, 5 orange, 2 green, into this grid here. Automatically there's the pass I saw in the warm-up. Receive on the back foot, play into the 9. If he's marked, he's played back to the centre back.
There's 3v2 in the middle. Yeah. And then what happens when the green ends the ball?
Okay, now just keep playing, boys. In the process now, for the first few minutes, I'm going through what's called the checklist.
So go again. So you go.
These are things to make sure the session doesn't fail because of something I could have prevented. So the checklist starts with an S, start. Did they get started quickly? Explain the rules, get them underway. Players want to play. Okay? So while they're playing now, I'm checking my organisation. Did I have enough bibs ready? No, I didn't. Are the balls where I want them? At the moment, no, they're not. Boris, can you just put some of the balls on this side and some on the other side, thanks? So I'm checking my organisation. Is the area the right size? Okay? Lesser players, bigger area. They need more space.
Yeah. Who are these?
These boys, it's not too bad, this area. So let's start organisation.
Yeah.
Next two on the checklist, attitude and ability. So do you want to get to the end of your session and it's failed because of the attitude of the players? Hopefully it won't be a case, it won't be a problem in your situation. But maybe the attitude sometimes needs a little bit of a motivating factor. Not a problem with these boys.
Midfield.
Ability, have I planned the session to be too hard or too easy for these players?
That's why he's not.
Do I need to adapt it?
Those areas.
Next one on the checklist, understanding.
So, but
Do they understand the rules?
that when you put
They understand what they have to do?
like you've done,
Fairly simple practice, so yes they do.
good information. But he's trying. In this
The next part on the checklist is probably a very, very important one, shape.
3 players in midfield, and if you make it too easy there, they
So in
can
this
play
practice I've got my 6, 8, 10 in the middle.
out in the wide area.
Just hold it there, boys. Hold it there, both
Always
boys,
trying to
hold it there.
focus on getting the ball from
So when the ball's at one end, can I get my 6 and 8? Yep,
and then
just where you
go
are.
the other
Can
way,
I
which
get my
is
10 pushing on in behind their midfield? Okay, and can you open up a channel to the 9?
Yeah.
So 9 and 10 just work together.
But if you wanted to bring in your 6,
Okay, so that's the shape I want to see. I want my 10 working in behind their midfield. I want my 6 and 8 just outside the shoulders of their midfield. Yep, it's the same on that. Every time it gets to the end, that's the picture I want to see. Whether it's you as a 10 or someone else. Okay, off you go.
See, I was saying how we had the switch.
Good, can you play forward? Excellent.
I would have exactly the same setup here.
And now we've got a rough shape organised.
3/9.
Last point on my checklist. Self.
3/9.
Okay. So again, coaches, progression 1. We need another midfielder in there, make it a 3v3. So if we can get a green.
It's going to make it around easier now.
Okay, so back into here. So now greens, you've got 3. You've got a 6, 8 and 10 for yourselves. Off we go. A little bit more harder, a bit more complex, more problems to solve for the players. One step closer to match-like. Finish, Checo. Okay, greens, if you get it, you score up the goals up here. Off you go. So Connor, you stay in the end zone there. Well done. Come back to the start. Just walk back in. Remember, greens, if you win it, you score up here. You stay in that end zone, yep.
Well, he's just going. If you try to force these people, try to help them.
Okay, so there's lots of things to coach in this. Okay. And we'll progress it on. So we want the ball back into this area as quick as possible. You don't want a 2v2, 3v3 up in the attack area. That's not the focus on. When I'm water, good goal. Good, okay, and we'll progress it on fairly quickly. So we'll get the 2 in again. Name in there, Connor. Right on, off you go. So now we start to get behaviours of 6 or 8 or a 10 dropping in if they're marked and bouncing out to another centre back. Purely from the design. Why do we have zones? Why don't it just allow it to go? Yep, so at this stage it's one step lower than the full complexity of the game. We're keeping players in zones to keep space. It's easier. Take away those zones and play becomes much more complicated for the players. So you'll see later on, we'll take the zones away and we'll see what happens there. So now we've got 12 players involved. Yep, off we go. Maybe it's orange.
No. Is that one too many?